So over the last few days, we have covered a number of things when it comes to creating clients on demand. We want to be able to go out there in the marketplace and attract and create clients. And so we are giving away prizes. The day one was Mr. Gordon. He got a Podcast for Profits Masterclass. Yesterday, in fact, I'm going to reveal the winner, our Author You Book Masterclass. I know Brandon went through that masterclass, and some of you other ones have gone through the masterclass. If you're inside of our Wealthy Coach program, you actually get the masterclass as part of the Wealthy Coach. Well, how do I become a part of the Wealthy Coach? You wait till Friday and I give you the offer. Well, you contact me before, but we are going to give an offer at the end of the week. Now, today, for everybody that's on board, and actually participates, which means you go into the group and you comment or you post below, then you're going to get one person is going to get a 2-hour private strategy session with me. 2 hours by Zoom, just taking your business model apart, reconnecting, making sure we're tweaking everything. Tomorrow is our Life Coach certification program. We right now have, including Miss Wendy, about 80 clients in that program. And then day 5 is our Wealthy Coach course, which we're giving away again, the full complete course. So to win, be present. You guys are. Good job. And do the assignments. So this is day 1 winner. It's day 2 winner. I'm sorry. Trisha, and I think it's Kellogg. I'm guessing that's pronounced Kellogg. But Trisha, you won the Author You Book Masterclass. And I believe from our conversations, you were actually already in the beginning stages of a book, or you wanted to write a book. So I'll be sending you over that link. And then I also didn't advertise this, but I'll do a 30-minute session with you after you've gone through the masterclass to help you put some things together. 30, 45 minutes, whatever it takes. So we can get your book published. So thanks, Trisha. Thanks for jumping on board. So our 5-day game plan, we're Monday, Tuesday, we're Wednesday. So tomorrow and Friday, we're going to be at 12 p.m. So jump on. Chat with Wayne, 1-hour sessions, and we will be making an offer at the end of the challenge at a significant discount to come on board our Wealthy Coach program. Now, over the last few days, we talked about why you want to sell high ticket coaching, the power behind coaching, and then we actually jumped into some of the protocols yesterday. Lifestyle design. Lifestyle design is, what do you want to work? For some of you, it's 12 hours a day. 14 hours a day, you want your name, you want this publicity, you want the celebrity status. And listen, there's nothing wrong with any of that if that's what you choose. For some of you, it is, I want to be able to just close, work 5 to 6 hours a week. And those who work with me, we talk a lot about lifestyle design. We're going to work in that more. I had the best Christmas I've had in probably 10 years this year, because I purposely created a lifestyle around that schedule. And so it's not just having the income to go and do, it's having the schedule also. And so we're going to talk about that. Today, we're going to talk about naming and creating your signature system. If you're a coach, this is one of the most important things you can learn. If you're a business owner, it's one of the most important things you can learn. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about how to attract and create clients without advertising. And then day 5, how to close your clients. So let's jump in. Today, I want to just really spend some time talking about your signature system. Now, this, again, we're talking about for coaches, but it applies to any business. You always set your price upon the promise of your coach. And I know, Wendy, we've talked about this. Jennifer, we're going to talk about this a lot. Trisha, Rome, never charge per session or per hour. You would not do that. For my realtors on here, you would never say, I'll list your home and my fee is so much per hour. That's crazy. I'll help you buy a home, but I get paid per hour. You would never do that, because when you set up per hour or per so much money per session, you're competing in their mind with the other per hour professionals. And they may judge you based on what they get paid. I was talking with a nurse yesterday. She said, I make $42 an hour. When she just said that number, 42. Well, if you're a coach and you come at $300 an hour, or a realtor or a network marketer, whatever your fee is, they start judging that based on what they get paid. They also will judge your fee based on other people, such as attorneys, etc., that charge per hour for those who do. So we have to keep that in mind. We never want to charge in that way. You're bringing a promise of someone. You're bringing a solution. So we're going to talk about pricing, but I want to kind of get that ahead, because I want you all to write this down, take a screenshot, pull out your camera. This is exactly how I build every single business I've ever done. It's positioning, problem, process, and promise. And the number 3 here, the process, is where most people would miss number 1 and number 3, but number 3 is where a lot of people are missing this in the coaching realm. They're giving somebody a problem and they're offering a solution. We see this in almost every business. Oh, you have a headache. Here's what you need to take care of the headache. You want this kind of result. Here's the solution. But it's the process that builds believability, that builds clarity, and sets you apart from other people. So this is really extremely important coaching consultant. So let's jump into it. Positioning. You must position yourself as the obvious expert. Now, that goes without saying. If you're not the expert, you're not the expert. Simple. Let's talk about positioning. How would I know somebody is the expert? I was just bragging on Wendy before we started the call here. I see her Facebook and I see her lifting more weights than I can lift, and I'm a 6'2" man. I don't even know how much weight it is, Wendy. I know it's more than I can do. And I see her doing it. I see her doing the exercises. So she's positioned herself as at least some form of expert in that area because she has results. Okay. You position yourself through social media. You position yourself through blog articles, through books like Brandon. Brandon's written a book. Brandon will have, I know, Jeff, we're working on that. A book will position yourself above many people. It's a positioning tool. That's simply what it is. And you do it through consistency. Now, I want you to look at this last statement here. Authority combined with empathy. Authority combined with empathy. A lot of people get into authority and they become, for lack of better words, a jerk. They become rude. They become arrogant. That's not what we're looking to do. Authority combined with empathy. I see this in a number of businesses. But that empathy means that you care. Empathy also with authority. And we're going to jump not in today's lesson, but inside the Wealthy Coach program, I show you my formula to create that empathy with authority. And when you position yourself the right way, people will see it, recognize it, and then they'll want to do business with you. The second P is problem. Now, and here's the big question. If you understand somebody's problem, if you understand somebody's pain, their challenge in life, then you're more apt to be able to help them or find somebody that can help them. Okay. But people take action when they can alleviate their pain, their personal hell, I call it. Everybody has a hell and a heaven. And people think about a hell being, I went through a divorce, I lost my business. It's not always that. If you've ever sat there and said, I'm really bored, and you picked up your phone, the boredom is a little bit of a hell. Anything that is a little bit of a nuisance. I really don't like my neighbor and I want to move. Well, that's a personal hell. When you understand their pain and you can acknowledge it, then you can help them. So you have to elicit that pain. You have to start speaking into that pain. I know Wendy and Brandon, different ones, have seen me go 3 levels deep with someone when you find out their criteria. What you find out real quick is their personal pain. It's the only way you can really serve somebody is find out why they want to be served or how they want to be served. So a problem for someone could be, I just lost my job, or I'll be of retirement age in 10 years, but I have no income. Talked to a gentleman yesterday, said, Wayne, I'm set for retirement in 8 to 13 years, depending on when I feel like it, but I have 0 in retirement and I have $20,000 in credit card debt. How can you help me? Well, we're going to take, I've got to dig a little deeper. What is that pain? What does it look like for that person when those 8 years, 13 years come up? They're living off Social Security? Are they going to defunct on their credit cards? How are they going to be able to, what does it look like if they stay where they're at? And what's it going to look like if they actually take action? So people take action when they can alleviate their personal pain. But a lot of times we talk about in the coaching world, this is their hell, this is their hell, this is their heaven, but it doesn't have to be when everything's come apart. Wendy said, I hated working out when I began to. But it was a reason she did. And now she become addicted to the workout. There's a reason we do things. And a lot of times it's to alleviate a pain. And I'm not going to get deep into that. We'll get deeper inside the Wealthy Coach program. There's certain questions you can ask. And I will say this, if you're working with any client, the thing you want to find out is, what are you trying to get? You may not ask it this way, but there's ways of asking. You want to find out what they're trying to get away from and what they're trying to get towards, period. And that goes back to the problem. But the only reason they'll tell you the problem if you've positioned yourself as an expert in the first place. Now, the third is the most important, and I'm gonna skip it and I'll come back to it. The promise is the fourth. Most people go from the problem, oh, you need to lose 30 pounds, you need this product. Oh, you need to sell your home fast, you need this, my listing system. Oh, you need retirement and you're broke. This is what I'm offering you. But when you go from pain to promise too quick, people have resistance. People have doubts. Can you really help me? What sets you apart as a professional? What sets you apart from all the other professionals in your area? Why should I hire you? Does that make sense? So what we want to jump into is the process. And the process is where 90% of the people miss it. This is the bridge. And we're going to talk about naming your process here in a few minutes. But the named process answers their unconscious question. A lot of times they don't even consciously say this, but their unconscious question is how? How can you help me lose 30 pounds in 30 days? How can you help me build a real estate portfolio? How can you help me? And then, will it work for me? That's the second question that they have unconsciously, but they never verbally state it. So we want to have a bridge. For example, if someone says, hey, I've seen that you do a lot on coaching, Wayne. You work with a lot of coachings. My problem is I can't find any clients. I'm a part-time coach and I want to be full-time. I earn $1,000 per client and I want to earn $10,000. Whatever it is, that's the problem. Okay. I have a small team, but I want to build a big team. I'm really good in my market, but nobody knows about me. Then you've got to have a process that gives them to the promise. Going to coaching is the Wealthy Coach program. And I talk about it. I name it the Wealthy Coach. It's really clear. It's towards coaches that want to build wealth. The Wealthy Coach program. And we talk about the process. When I'm talking with somebody, I say we use the 4P system. The 4P system is just that. It's the positioning, the pain, the process, and the promise. But by giving it a name, it does something. Let's talk about fitness. Everybody wants to lose weight. But what happens is they try every diet. They try this program. They try that program. But when you come in and say there's a new process, hey, it's not your fault you haven't lost weight in the past. You were not following keto. Or it's not your fault you weren't, you didn't lose weight in the past. You didn't understand how metabolism truly works. So I have a metabolism motivator system or something. Terrible name there. But the point is you have a process, a named process. And then once you have that, what is your named process? Then what is the multiple? That's the bridge. How many bridges do you need? And you have a bridge for every pain point. You have a bridge for every objection. I want to list my house with you, but I know there's a lot of other realtors. You have to have something that speaks outside of that. You have to have we have a listing presentation. Well, who doesn't? We have a listing system. What is the name of your listing system? Well, we use social media to promote your homes. Great. That sounds good, but so does every other agent. So what you want to use is give it a name. You want to have a system. And that system could be simply we make sure it's on the MLS. We make sure it's on all of these sites. We place it on Facebook. We do some Facebook ads, but put a name to the system. We have a social sequencing system. I don't know what it's called, but you have something that they can relate to. Oh, that's the process. And when they hear that, they begin, what it does is it builds a little bit of curiosity. What is social sequencing? And it's this, we have a unique system, a unique social sequencing system to get your home listed, sold, blah, blah. They all of a sudden, you said something somebody else didn't say, and they got to go ask, how does that work? And all you've done is taken them from doubt, how will it work for me, to a curiosity. And that's really all you need at this stage. We're leading them emotionally to a place of curiosity. I tell people I help you as a coach because I'm going to take you through the 4P system. The 4P system is how I've sold millions of dollars worth of coaching. And Mr. Prospect, you're probably missing one of the 4Ps, if not two of the 4Ps. Well, what is a P? What are you talking about? But the 4P system is how we bring it in. It could have a better name than that. But the point is, you want to have a multiple bridge. When you can do this, you can take them to the promise. So yes, I can help you lose 30 pounds. That's the problem. I can help you lose 30 pounds in 30 days. That's the promise. Through our whatever system. And again, we're going to talk about naming your system here in a minute. But I really want you to grab this, because if you will take every problem that your client has, every concern your client has, and show them, if this is the concern, I can get the promise. I don't want to work in the corporate world anymore. I want to work from home. That's great. I can teach you how to work from home. That's a big promise, but what's the process in the middle? And that's part of the 4P system that you need to work out. And we're going to work out inside the Wealthy Coach. How do we create a process that is congruent, that truly serves the client, and that you feel comfortable with, and sets you apart from everybody else? Now, so when you get to the promise, we got to make sure that the end result is what they're searching for. For many people, it's, hey, I want to, again, I talk about this. I want to work from home. I want to be able to leave the corporate job. Great. What does working at home look like for you? What does it look like? Because sometimes they haven't truly articulated it itself. What does that look like for you? Well, I want to be able, or maybe somebody that's at home all the time saying, hey, I want to be able to go and afford to rent an office somewhere else because the kids are driving me crazy, because of homeschool, because my neighbor sits out there and he drills in the garage all day long and I hear noises, because I want to separate work from home. Whatever that reason is, that's what they're looking for. And you want to have clarity in this. Clarity is very important, because when you have a crystal clear picture, then they believe it's possible. And is the promise in your named system? And this is where I'm going to get into the naming here in just a minute. This is real important, because the promise is in your named system, the Wealthy Coach. I'm not talking to a lot of people there, but I'm talking to people that understand coaching, understand consulting, that understand they want to be wealthy. Okay, this is very, very important. So we're going to talk about chocolate cake. What does chocolate cake have to do with your business? I want you to look at this. What is a chocolate cake mix? I know, because I bought one the other day. It was like $2, $2.99. And if you go somewhere and buy a slice of chocolate cake, let's get roadside diner or something like that, $1.99, $2.99, whatever it is. But what about that slice of black velvet gourmet chocolate cake? Now, what's the difference in a piece of chocolate cake and black velvet gourmet chocolate cake? It's a name. It's a name. My son, when he was in culinary school, I asked him one time, he used the word gourmet a lot, and he used different words. And I said, what does that word mean? Really, what makes this a gourmet meal instead of a meal? And I could see the confusion, and then he gave this explanation. I said, okay. It's the same meal. Just one says gourmet. Now, I know the difference in a McDonald's hamburger and a really, really nice hamburger. I get it. But the point is, it's still a piece of cake. How does this apply to your business? It's in the messaging. So a piece of cake served in a highway diner, or a serving, not a piece of cake, but a serving of black velvet gourmet chocolate cake by a world-renowned chef. Which one were you willing to pay for? I'll give you an example. Me and my wife went out the other day, and there was a chocolate lava, back to me needing to get in the gym, but it's chocolate lava cake with ice cream and caramel and chocolate, and it looked like a volcano, and you cut into it, the fudge just oozed out. Amazing. And it was like $9. And it was worth every penny of it. So me, my wife had a little bit, and the other four daughters just, I mean, it was like a feeding frenzy, you know, everybody just getting their piece of cake. So, okay. But if I went to the store and I saw a box of chocolate cake for $9, I'd never buy it. It's the same cake. Maybe not, but it's pretty close. But it's the messaging behind it. So I want you to think about your messaging. Now, if you look, this is your handsome, amazing coach here. This, even though it's black and white, this wasn't in the 50s or something. I'm not at that age. This was like in 91 or 92, but we just thought it was cool to have black and white photos back then. So this was me, my friend Robbie, my other friend Kenny, and yes, this was us. Our hobby was to punch and kick and choke each other out. So anywhere I saw a class that said free karate class, I jumped in it. I jumped in school after school after school until I found that one that I thought I fit into. But what would really make somebody want to work with, if anybody's ever done martial arts, you know, there a lot of times back in the 90s and early 2000s, it was free classes, get your free karate gi, free t-shirt, whatever. But would you jump into a free karate class or a superior self-defense system? A simple name change. Superior self-defense system sounds better than a karate class. At least to me it did. What's going to sing and capture the attention of your people? A karate class, plain vanilla, or fluffy cream vanilla? Which one? And this is so simple, but I want you to start thinking about it. Even after this class today, I want you to think about everything that you offer. Do you have a book? Or do you have a secret manual that releases all these details? In fact, I'd advise all of you to jump into just start looking at the promotional material that people send you, including me. Is it just a book or is it a secret manual? Was it a meeting of 3 people or was it a closed door secret event? I mean, it's just a lot of copywriters use this verbiage. Is it a listing presentation for a home? Or is it a listing system that includes your ads and your videos and your promotions? So we got to start thinking outside of karate and go to superior self-defense systems. But, you know, somebody made a comment the other day on Facebook. They said, Cobra Kai has come back out. I don't know if we've got any Karate Kid fans in here besides me, but Cobra Kai come back out. And I saw last night season 3, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And my wife's just shaking her head. Please don't make me watch Cobra Kai. So I'll probably watch it this afternoon, and I'll probably binge the whole season. But the point is, if you were wanting to learn karate, you wanted to protect yourself, would you go somewhere that had this picture? I would hope not. Or would you go, if it was this picture, or you had Cobra Kai karate systems, which one would you go to? This is all about naming it. So here's some naming. We're going to talk about name. These are true. I'll say all but one of these. If you can guess which one is fake, I'm going to give somebody like a bonus today. Type in chat which one you think is fake. I'm just curious. So classy critiques that profit. Classy critiques. What's a critique? A critique could be copywriting critique. It could be a critique of your social media. It could be a critique of anything. Classy critiques that profit. Google Ads wealth system. Not the best name, but you get it. If they're helping people become wealthy using Google Ads. Happily ever after romance coaching. I'll go ahead and tell you that one's real. So I don't think that one's fake. I actually ran that for quite a while. Extremely profitable, and I'll talk to you more about that. Superior selling secrets. Do you want a sales coach, or do you want somebody that will train you in superior selling secrets? All right, I'm seeing chats. I'm going to give everybody a minute here. Which one do you think is fake? 30 days to thinner thighs. 30 days to thinner thighs. I love that because it's a time frame. It's a promise. Okay. And then last one, push button clients. Push button clients. A friend of mine's writing a book now called, I probably shouldn't give the title away, but I know none of you are going to use it. But it's Point, Click, Love, ? Point, click, love. And he's talking about using online dating as a way of reaching people. So let's look. I got to stop the share even to get in here and see the chat. Who has said all real? Gordon said all are real. Push button clients, Wendy. Push button clients, Jeff. Come on, guys. Who else? Which one do you think is fake? Which one do you think is fake? Okay. Classic critiques is real. Let me jump in there. Classic critiques that profit is absolutely real. Thanks, guys, for playing. Classic critiques is real. Google Ads wealth system, real. Happily Ever Romance, I did for a number, and I'll probably talk about that maybe tomorrow's call. Superior Seller Secrets is a real coaching program. Push Button Clients is a real program. 30 Days to Thinner Thighs, I have used so much in just general talk. I think it's fake. I've never seen it out there. I made it up. But if you, Wendy, there might be something for your fitness, addiction there. 30 Days to Thinner Thighs. That sounds like a good infomercial anyway. But the point is, of those 6, 5 of those, the book exists, I believe. It may exist, Gordon. Maybe that's where I heard it from. I don't know. I just know it rhymes and it sounds good, and I just like it. Flows. 30 Days to Thinner Thighs. Okay. If it exists as a book, you can still use it as a coaching program. That was yesterday's class. So classic critiques, Google Ads. What do all of these do? Let's look at Happily Ever After Romancing. I ran romance. I used this as a coaching program for quite a while. I targeted women over 40 that were widowed, single, divorced, or just unhappy. And we used what I teach inside the Wealthy Coach. We used criteria, listen to criteria to find out what's really important to them, what they're looking for, intimate, and then help them overcome limited beliefs. We didn't teach them how to go set up Facebook profiles. We didn't teach them how to dress provocative. We didn't do any of that. We actually went in and showed them how to create their own self-worth. Gordon says 10,000 30 days is the book. Hey, I was close, right? I didn't know it was real. So good job, Gordon. So what does your client really want? And here's the name of the program. What does your client really want? And can you say it in 4 words or less? I call this the political slant. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. If you're on one side, you're right. If you're on the other side, you're wrong. No matter who you ask, right? So, but let's look at Obama. Change you can believe in. Change you can believe in. Make America great again. 4, maybe 5 words that really state, this could be a great subtitle. When you're selling, I had Prosper with Wayne for quite a while, and that's what we did. Prosper Local Marketing. Prosper Local Marketing. We work with local companies only, and it was more leads, more clients, more leads, more clients, more cash flow. Period. More leads, more clients, more cash flow. It's a little more than 6 words, but can you get your messaging down into that? And so this is back to this. What would be more? You want Wayne Sutton, the life coach? Or do you want to work with Wayne Sutton, the founder and creator of the Wealthy Coach program? Do you want to work with somebody, the realtor? Or do you want to work with the realtor that's the founder and creator of the signature home selling system? They sound a little bit out there, but it's so, I can name realtors that are using this right today. Do you want to be the coach? Or do you want to be the coach that works in one certain area? Okay. So I want you to do this. This is going to be simple homework. Let me get Jennifer back in. Awesome. So this is going to be simple homework. We know your name. That's the simple part of the homework. If you missed that, we really need to work. So we got Wendy, we got Jeff, we got Rome, we got everybody. We know your name. Founder and creator of. Now, for my coaches in here, we've talked about this. I'm founder and creator of the Wealthy Coach. I'm also founder and creator of Discover Real Results, which I teach realtors and other people how to attract clients. But when you're the founder and creator of, it does something that we talked about way back here. It positions. Who's heard of Tony Robbins? Come on. Everybody knows Tony. You know, Tony never finished. He studied under, yes, he was with Jim Rohn. He also worked with some people in neurolinguistic programming. Do you know he never got a certification in neurolinguistic programming, but he uses it all the time. Now, he calls it something a different neuroassociative conditioning or whatever. He just renamed it. That's all he did. This this guy to my the guy in the middle here, Robbie is a karate instructor, Kempo, Jiu-Jitsu, and several others that I trained with for years, but he created his own system. Okay, he's the founder and creator of, and I can't even pronounce it, it's a Japanese name, this system. So when you position yourself the right way, and can a name really matter? Absolutely. This is why I said, go look at the marketing material that people are sending to you. Go look at people that are on infomercials. They're the founder and creator of Thinner Thighs in 30 Days or whatever it is. Okay, let's go back to the book, Gordon. They're the author of Thin Thighs in 30 Days. Brandon is the author of The Semi-Retired Real Estate Agent. Okay. Wendy is the founder and creator of First Things First Consulting. No, Wendy's not just a business strategist or business consultant or business coach. So your homework's going to be real simple. Gordon, and please forgive me, I know kind of what you do. Gordon is wonderful on video, guys. Make sure you follow Gordon. But to really learn that, you're the founder and creator of. And if you're not, maybe you're in an industry where you don't feel comfortable saying that, you still need to be either the business strategist, the listing specialist, the buyer specialist and have the name of your company. That makes a big difference. I'm gonna stop recording here in just a second, and I want to open up. Anybody got any questions on any of this as far as how to position yourself or how to name your program? All right, welcome back, Brandon. I thought Brandon got kicked out. My question was, anybody have any questions on positioning the 4 Ps, or who's applying some of this in their business now? I know, Brandon, you are with the book. Who's applying some of this now? Who has any questions on this?
I have a question.
Okay.
Please. I wrote a book in July of last year called Fearless Caregiving. I don't know. Are you hearing the feedback?
I hear the feedback. I think are you on two?
Yeah, let me do that. Sorry.
It's okay. Sounds like birds chirping. That's okay. Okay, you read a book?
Okay. Are you hearing me now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, perfect. So I have not created my system yet. I have the steps outlined in the book of what I'd like to do. And that's where I'm having problems. Like, what steps do I use to create the actual name of the process? I know you're recommending looking at marketing materials and all of that.
So Jennifer, tell me the end. What's the promise? When somebody works with you, what do they get?
The promise is that I teach them how to prevent burnout, or they can either prevent burnout or they can stop it from occurring in the first place.
Okay. So we're stopping burnout. Okay. And obviously, after today's class, I really want you to focus on the process. How do you do that? You don't have to tell us now, but just make sure that's in part of all of your messaging. So okay. I help you prevent or stop burnout sounds great, but I using our proprietary or using our whatever process is going to be give me faith and hope that you can actually do it. So a couple of things when it comes to a promise, like I said, I named mine The Wealthy Coach. You can always rename it. Wendy, I know me and you jumped back and forth on naming quite a while there on yours, and that's okay. Wendy chooses to use the term consultant instead of coach. So that's something else for you to consider, Jennifer. but founder and creator of, you need to have your promise in part of your system. It doesn't have to be in the name, but it does help. Now, if somebody, so I would ask you to look at if somebody stops burnout or prevents burnout, that's hell. We want to get them away from hell. But what does the heaven look like? What would their life look like if they never experienced burnout? If they, now I can understand because I worked in the corporate world for so long, I know where you're coming from. But what would their life look like? What would that freedom? And maybe that's the word, or maybe it's peace of mind. What verbiage? And one of the best ways of doing it is just asking your clients, asking people, what are you trying to obtain? If you never had to experience burnout, if you could get away from that, how would that feel? What would that look like? And you're looking for that verbiage. And that verbiage is going to be so important because that's going to be part of the naming of your system. Does that help at all?
That is excellent. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. And then what I want you to do too is we'll spend some time one-on-one. We'll spend some time one-on-one. Hit me up in the Slack channel, and we'll get on the phone and work through some different scenarios. But remember that when you're trying to name your system, number one, you can always rename it.
Okay.
It doesn't mean it's going to be named perfect. Number two, it's not as important as the promise, but it should be part of it. I use a term sometimes that I'm trying to get away from it because Russ Ruffino uses it. It's called clients on demand. And Russ's program's similar to mine, but it's a pretty cool name, clients on demand. But then you look at, okay, somebody's already using it. I can't use 10,000 30 days, I found out. So, but we have to name our program something that is similar to something they either already heard or, so it kind of has a ring to it. Again, it's all about, does the name make sense? A friend of mine opened an SEO service and he called it Google Gals. Google Gals. There's something about having the same first letter in both names. And there's a whole study behind that. Google Gals was run by two guys, period. But Google Guys just didn't sound as good, or whatever. He's been called Google Gals, and had some little cartoon caricature of two girls, a redhead and a blonde, and that was supposedly Google Gals, run by two ugly guys, had two beautiful women on there. Everything's marketing, right? But really, Jennifer, I hope that helps. Look at the promise. If you say I'm a coach, that's okay. I'm a business coach, but I'm the founder and creator of blank. Then even first things first. I love that, Wendy, because I'm the founder and creator of First Things First. That's a term that a lot of people use. Let's do first things first. It really kind of sets things in action there. Real estate. Let's talk about real estate. Are you going to focus on building a team? Are you going to focus on selling property? Are you going to focus on working with buyers? It doesn't hurt to have and you don't even have to say the founder and creator of, but you can say I'm a realtor that specializes in, and then have a name for your listing strategy. Hoss Pratt uses that. I forgot what he uses now, but he's big on listings and he has a whole thing set up about listings. So we need to look at that, and Brandon and Jeff and the other ones on here, Danielle, we'll look at that as far as in the real estate niche. But the point is, come up with your name. Remember this, the 4 Ps. A name helps you position yourself. It can speak to the problem. It can speak into the process, and it can give the promise all at the same time if it's done correctly. So any other questions, guys? I appreciate you being on here. This will be in the replay. Trisha, I'll make sure, I don't see you on here live today, but I'll make sure you get your book workshop. And somebody today will win the 2-hour class with me, and we'll tear up our business. So any other questions, any other thoughts, guys, on naming your business, naming your program? Gordon, what is if you don't mind me asking, Gordon, what is the name of your program right now?
It's the Profit Propeller Program.
Profit Propeller Program. Okay. So I like that. I like number one, profit. I can see a cool logo with that. I don't know if you have a logo. I can see this not
a cool one.
I can see a cool one in my head. I don't know if we can get the cool one out, but I see a cool one in my head. We'll talk more about that on Facebook or something. Profit Propeller Program. I'm the founder and creator of the Profit Propeller Program, which does this. And that's a real important. We didn't have time to get into today. I'm the founder and creator, First Things First consultant, which helps people with this, or which helps realtors with this, or whatever it may be.
Can I give you a couple of my ones from the homework?
Please.
Just that?
Yeah.
So I got the Profit Propeller Program, and I also got Designing the Business You Love. So the Profit Propeller Program that helps you design the business you love, or helps you grow the business you love, or helps you grow with choice. Those are the sort of ideas I've come up so far for the homework that you were talking about.
Okay, so a couple things on there. Number one, the word grow obviously is good. One word that just resonated with me, because I know how everybody makes decisions, is the word love. It just, everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to experience love. Choice is a strong word too, because people love choices. They love options. But I would really, just thinking out loud, I would really focus around the love. Growing your business is good, but to design. Some people, I say, a lot of people think everybody wants to grow their business. Some people are burnt out, Jennifer. Some people are so burnt out in their business, they don't want to grow it anymore. No, they want to sell it. They want an exit strategy, or they just want a total redesign. So designing the business that you love. In
a recent web class, I used business by design, but then I've subsequently found out, and I thought, oh, that resonates nicely. It just flows off the tongue. That it actually a program already exists by a guy called Wedmore, who's quite big. So I couldn't go there. So I'm looking for other alternatives.
Yeah, designing the business that.
So designing the business you love, I think that would be cool. But because what the process is about, giving people choice of, when they earn enough money, they can choose how much to work, where to work, who to work with, all of that type of stuff. And by having systems, they can run a business without having to be there all the time, which is what I've sort of created for myself and others. And so they have their money independence, and they have the choice independence of doing what they it's not going to happen in 30 days, unfortunately, but I'm not that good. But it's like, for me, that my problem is always, how do you make a promise that's enticing and sexy, but also realistic? Because I'm logic based.
Okay. Yeah. So let me help you with that. You make that promise. If it's individually, you got to find out what they're looking for. But when you're making a promise to the general public that's sexy, but still you can provide, or still realistic, and I don't mean this to be negative in any ways, but you kind of got to go back to vagueness. And what I mean by vagueness is, let the people paint their own image. If I were to say to you, every one of you here, so please do this. So I'm going to say, imagine I walked up to you and handed you the keys to that brand new car. Okay. Jeff, what color is that car, and what kind of car is it?
I'm not really a car guy. It's probably.
I'm not either, so that's why I use this a lot of times. It makes you mind.
Yeah, it's probably like a red, scarlet color, and it's going to be an SUV. I live in Colorado. It's going to be 4-wheel drive, something like that.
Okay, good.
That's about.
He's not a car guy, but he even got into the scarlet. It's not just red; it's scarlet. Okay, yeah. Wendy, what color? What kind of car?
Mine's a blue Ferrari.
Oh,
look at her, man. She's
on the interstate. One passed me on the interstate. I'm doing 80. I'm just going to tell you guys. My wife's not watching this. I'm doing like 80. Cruise control's on 80, and I see this Ferrari coming, dark blue, and they passed me. And it wasn't this whole Chevy Chase, look at the girl in the Ferrari and got to speed up. It wasn't that scenario by no means. It was actually this dude driving it. But it was just like, I saw it coming up on me, and I couldn't help it. I just flicked up my little cruise control to 85. And then I hit 90, and I kept seeing it coming up, and it comes past me, and I'm like, gosh, my wife sees this, she's gonna kill me. So I had to flick it one more time, 95, and I'm just cruising along, and it didn't fly by me, but he was probably, if I'm doing 95, he had to be doing about 108, just that smooth, beautiful blue Ferrari, and I'm like, Oh my goodness. And I clicked back down to 80 and kept on rolling. But blue Ferrari. Okay, Brandon, color and car.
Gonna go with blue and the Tesla Model X.
Oh, there you go. Jennifer.
It's a silver Mercedes
Okay.
GLE 350.
Oh, listen at you. You got it figured out. You got to figure it out. Okay, Gordon. Color and car.
Black Tesla X.
Oh, look at there. Okay, what I said was, imagine I walked and handed you the key to that car. Total vagueness, you filled in the image. If you can create, I want you, so let me just say this as we end. If you can help somebody, and here's what I would do, Gordon, it's called empty bucket. And I know me and Brandon have gone through this. It's the empty bucket technique. What I mean by empty bucket is empty coffee mug. Here's my coffee mug, is absolutely empty. That's a shame. But what that means is I can fill it with what I want to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So as you think ahead, so this could be your messaging, even broad. If you think ahead of your business, let's say 12 months from now, you know how you want it to look. In fact, all of you do this. All of you think about how you want your coaching, your real estate, your network market, whatever business you're in, how you want it to look 12 months from now. And as you get that image in your mind, you can know how you feel, how it makes you feel, right? With me, with my coaching program, my goal is to help you achieve that. Now, what you did there, what I did there was vague, because for you, it was building your business, your income. Brandon, it was something different. Jeff was something different. Jeff could see these books we're writing. Jeff could see a lot of things, I'm guessing. But the point is, the vagueness helped you fill it in. If you can morally and ethically help that person. So let's talk about real estate, guys. I had somebody the other day, they said, I want to buy in this part of North Carolina. Can you help me? We're talking $1.8 to $2 million. That's a pretty good one connection. Can you help me in this area? There's a lot of different things with oceanfront property, buybacks, etc. Build backs. Can you rebuild if a storm comes? We're in Hurricane Central, blah, blah, blah. And I had to ask myself, can I truly help them? And they were ready. Can I truly help them? Is it the right thing to do? And I said, no. I don't know all the rules. I don't want to take all the time to learn, because it'll take attention away from other stuff. And if I did take time to learn and help you, that time I studied, we're probably going to lose the good deals that are on the market right now. So can I refer you to somebody that can? And I'll get paid a referral fee, but I did the right thing. So if you can morally and ethically help that person, the empty bucket technique. That's why, and I said all that, Gordon, to say I love the word love, because everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be happy. And when you can share with them, I can help you achieve that through our program. You can do that one-on-one, or you can do it vaguely. I mean, in broad. So hope that helps, Gordon.
That is a piece of gold there, Wayne. Thank you very much.
You got it. You got it, guys. Okay, guys, I appreciate all of you. For those who have private coaching with me this week, let's rock and roll. Let's turn it up another level. I'm ready to really make 2021 a great year for everybody. This will be recorded for those who are in the Wealthy Coach program. This will be one of the replays. They're actually going to be a whole new asset in the back of the coaching program, the portal, login portal. It'll be in there. For those who are watching this on the Wealthy Coach Facebook page, this will be in a replay. It'll also be in YouTube. So I appreciate all of you guys today, and go make it a great one, okay? See you tomorrow at 12 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.